All right, so this is a very impromptu cup of Joe. I'm also doing I'm doing some stuff with Instagram here, just trying to fiddle around with Instagram stories, kind of get back into doing that sort of thing. And I figured why not also record this at the same time. So this might end up being really weird, I don't know. I'm gonna be mostly on here, so let's see how this goes. All right, so the reason I'm jumping on all this is I'm not really good with social media, and I kind of want to change all that. And by not good with social media, I mean like from a personal perspective, like sharing who I am and what I do. I've never really done that with social media. I like sharing other people's stories though. So I thought this would be a fun format to maybe do a little behind the scenes. I don't know actually, I have no idea if you're gonna even like this kind of thing. But like I said before, it gives me opportunities to share delicious stuff that I'm doing and brewing. Although I guess a lot of behind the scenes stuff for me is like writing. Do a lot of writing. This is turning out to be very rambly. It's something I do with the Cup of Joe, sort of, which is over on YouTube, and I've gotten comfortable doing that sort of thing, and I like doing that. And I'm actually recording one as I do this, which is proving to be really strange. So one of the things I've been trying to do, those of you listening over there, is to kind of reevaluate what I'm doing with the social media aspect and everything. Like a lot of the videos that you see on the channel and the stuff that I do there and in the magazine is a lot about just increasing your appreciation of coffee, which is something I'm obviously really interested in, and I hope you are as well. Now, it's not just about brewing better coffee, but it's a part of it. But sharing things like I'm super obsessed with the Yemen right now. That's what that is. I'll link to it below the video too. I'm brewing on the Kalita here with a much finer grind than I'm used to. Just trying out something new, just to see how it goes. I think the Yemen can often, because one of the things that's really special about Yemen coffee is the altitude at which it grows, and the really harsh environment in which it grows as well. And this fact may be the like defining sort of element of Yemen coffee that makes it as special as it is, because what happens is the plants have to work a lot harder to make the fruit, which results in sweeter berries, more sugar in the berries, and that ends up in the seeds as well. The seeds also are much more dense than most coffee, and because of their density, they can be harder to roast and brew. This coffee is so fragrant. I may have over-extracted on that one, so it may be a little too fine. It's more a matter of the concentration of flavors I get. I feel like some of the more interesting sweet and rich flavors are a bit too bunched, if that makes any sense. There's kind of it's almost bitter. Not quite, but there's a little bit of a harshness, I think, and that's probably an over-extraction from the grounds being too fine. That's all right. That's what experiment is about. Okay, so, and if you're curious, I mentioned the Instagram thing before, so I've been kind of working on redoing my whole approach on Instagram for a while now, just as I have learned things in coffee, and as I have continued to work my approach to coffee and the stuff I do in general, and my approach to all this has evolved over the years. And so, I mean, I think it's pretty natural to reassess and change things. Like I mentioned, I'm really interested in promoting positivity and happiness, and also teaching and connecting you with ideas and other such things. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for the Instagram feed, I guess, the main Instagram feed. But then there's Instagram stories, and I realized, and this is what you heard me talking about, I personally don't really do much on social media, but it's kind of the way of things. And I think that one of the things about the video, the reason I like the video and why a lot of people like watching it, is that you get to see me and what I do and what I think. And I know as far as like other brands go, when I get to know the people involved, it's so much more interesting to me. And so that's why one of the reasons why I like doing the videos. And I think I want to extend that on social media as well. And the Instagram stories seem like a good possibility. That was a wide angle lens I was using on the phone. Not always appropriate. So anyhow, to the stories on here, I think I'm going to use it to give you a little bit of, I guess, behind the scenes, a little background context on who I am and what I do, and maybe some other stuff as well. Well, we'll see how it goes. I think my goal with that is going to be to just do it for a while and not look how it's doing until I've done it for a while. Maybe try to develop a habit there. It's one of the things about places where you get a lot of direct feedback and immediate feedback. If you put too much weight into things that people do or don't say, especially if you're expecting something and it doesn't meet your expectations, then I think that can end up being really discouraging. So I'm going to be trying to do that. If you want to follow along, Instagram, it's Coffee Lovers Mag. You can go there. Of course, there's the regular Instagram feed, and I'm working on a bunch of new stuff for that. We'll see how that goes. I almost always have way more to do than I'm capable of doing, but I try to do it all anyways. The magazine is #1, and then the videos are #2 for me, and then #3 is like social media, pretty much. As far as videos go this week, I'm a little off on publishing. In fact, so I'm recording this on Friday. I don't actually know when this is going to go up. I had a problem with my computer and I had to completely replace it, so I've been setting everything back up again and getting all the video files back on it so I can edit and upload. So it's a little bit of a delay. Sorry about that. We'll be back to regularly scheduled programming before you know it. Thank you for watching.